Opening day is here as the Blue Jays begin the season on the road in St. Louis against the Cardinals. Hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Long Ball. Rob Wong joined alongside by Toronto Sun Blue Jays beat writer Rob Longley, who is in St. Louis as the Blue Jays get set to square off against the Cardinals. And everyone finally excited to get the season going, Rob, and I imagine Alek Manoah is right at the top of the list as he'll get the start on opening day.
Yeah, everybody's certainly excited, Rob. Great baseball city to start the season. St. Louis has a long and proud history in the sport, and Alek Manoah spoke today about being able to feed off of that and sort of the honor of getting to start his season as the opening day starter for the first time in his career in a baseball mad city like St. Louis. But really, he's excited on a number of levels. You know, he knows that he's earned this job. He was an American League Cy Young finalist last year, put in the work to be an all-star as well. They had a great offseason, worked just as hard to improve, and really is a guy that sort of feeds off the bigger moments in this game, as we saw last year. He earned himself an all-star nod and you know, really gears himself for this kind of opportunity. I spoke with Pete Walker, the Blue Jays pitching coach, and he said that's exactly what makes him such a good opening day guy. Alek Manoah is a guy who takes fuel from the big stage, from all that goes with with an opening day environment, and he expects him to be really zoned in when he takes to the mound on Thursday afternoon here in St. Louis.
So when we look back a couple of years ago, Manoah definitely was one of the big surprises for the Blue Jays that season. As you look to this season, there's a lot of big stars and big names on this team, but who's one guy that you think might play a pretty big role in surprising people in 2020?
I'll give you a couple, and this one probably shouldn't qualify as a surprise, but I'm going to give you Vlad Guerrero Jr. because I think that he's going to have a really big season. And by that, I mean, I think his numbers are going to be much closer to what they were in 2021 when he hit 48 home runs than last year when he hit 32 home runs. He's had a great spring training. He has a lot of confidence, and he really seems to be determined to be that sort of elite player again. So I expect a big season from him. And I think if you're looking for a guy that maybe is a little bit under the radar that could be a real benefit to this team, why not go with reliever Eric Swanson? He's been getting rave reviews from his teammates and from the coaching staff at spring training. And the Jays wanted him for a reason. They had to give up Teoscar Hernandez to get this guy. And they feel that he can be a guy who's very effective towards the back end of the bullpen. And I look for him to being a key piece of that reliever too.
All right, prediction time. I know the sports books in Las Vegas have the Blue Jays at 91.5 wins for their regular season total. Are you going over? Are you going under, Rob? And what happens after the regular season for the Jays?
Rob, I know you read my column the other day, and I know you saw that I suggested that this team can win 100 games. And I actually do think that's possible. So I do love the over. You know, the caveat is always health. As long as this team stays healthy, I don't see how they do not improve on the 92 wins they had in 2022. And I do think that 100 wins is a possibility for this team for the first time in franchise history. And I base that on a number of reasons. From what I saw in spring training, just sort of the work ethic that this team has to really take care of the smallest of details. I think this team has really responded to John Schneider as the new manager. And I think they're really going to benefit from not having to play their opponents in the American League East as much as they did with that balanced schedule that's coming out this year. And that's why there's a real anticipation within the clubhouse for the start of this season and a real keenness to get off to a strong start, because to a man, they're saying that the division is their goal. And winning the American League East, you're not going to do it with 92 wins. You're going to have to be closer to 100. The Yankees did it with 99 last season. So yeah, definitely the over 92, and I would expect them, because of that, if you were to win the division, that makes the road through the playoffs that much easier, and I could certainly see a visit to the American League Championship Series as a possibility for this team.
Well, it's definitely one of the more anticipated seasons in recent Blue Jays history, and it all gets going on Thursday afternoon. As always, you can find Rob's Blue Jays coverage at the Toronto Sun or on Twitter at Longley Sun Sport.